Welcome to episode 56 of the Awkward Tapes, the podcast where awkward friends have awkward conversations about awkward things. Ooh, Zach's flexing over here.
Oh.
I don't know what happened.
Zach, you going to the beach? You going to the beach today?
No, I just decided to wear something that I thought was comfortable.
Tropical.
I like comfortable things.
Comfortable.
What's it like to be comfortable?
Comfortable. Have you realized you started saying that differently lately?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because people say comfortable.
Yeah.
And that's wrong.
That's how you say
wrong.
the word.
In the South, you don't pronounce T's.
Comfortable.
In the South, you
It's
don't
not
pronounce.
comfortable.
It's not.
Yeah.
People say it because it rolls off the tongue easier. Comfortable. But that's not how you say it correctly.
Comfortable.
It's comfortable.
Yeah.
It's a convertible.
Comfortable.
Comfortable. I'm not crazy here, right? That is the way you say it.
No, you're crazy.
No,
Are we high?
the thing that I never got was, like sherbet.
Yeah?
You know, like
Sherbet ice
the
cream?
the type of ice cream. Shmev, how do you spell sherbet since you're the spelling bee champion?
Isn't it like... It's not spelled like sherbet. Isn't it like it looks like...
Sherbert's not spelled like sherbet.
It's not.
It's not.
It's like sherbet or something?
Sherbet.
Sherbet. That's what it
It's
is.
Sherbet.
Yeah.
Everyone pronounces it sherbet, but that's not correct because there's no second R. There's there's the first R, but Bert. There's no
Do you
Bert.
not know that?
Bert isn't there.
What about pterodactyl? If we're going by that logic,
Pterodactyl.
we should just start pronouncing things the way they look.
One
but we
other
don't.
one, and then I'll let this go. This has always annoyed me so much. Why is the Philippines spelled with a PH, but when someone's Filipino from the Philippines, it's with an F? Why?
That's a good point.
When you're Filipino, it's an F. When you're from the Philippines, it's PH.
Really?
Why? Yes.
I didn't know that.
Why?
Yep.
It's stupid.
It is.
I don't know if your people are stupid or your country is stupid, but the...
All right. Woo! This is the change subject.
Well, our guest today is our Filipino friend, Mike. Come on out here.
Come on out and introduce yourself, Mike.
M-I-C-E. Mike.
So, maybe we're wrong, because if it's their place, maybe they're pronouncing it, or not pronouncing it.
It's just the
spelling it
English
right.
language is just so dumb.
Oh, it's very dumb.
Yeah.
Language is dumb.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was just happy to get that reaction out of you all.
I like it.
Here's a thought.
You thinking anything right now?
I am.
I don't know.
Do you want to know what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
Maybe plants are really just farming us, giving us oxygen until we eventually expire and turn into mulch, which they can consume.
Sorry, that's my phone.
That was an awesome thought.
Alrighty.
Can we redo that?
Yeah. Let's.
Hello? Hello? Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you so much for asking.
Oh, you're welcome.
And by the way, the reason for my call is we noticed that you have an unused vacation package that is expired, but thankfully you had purchased insurance on it. So the good news is we aren't charging any reinstatement or upgrade fees, but we're simply adding time and value to what you already have. And I also see that the insurance is giving you 2 round-trip airfare tickets today.
This is going to be the best thing ever, I swear.
So let me give you more details about this package, alright?
Oh, sure. I've got all the time.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright. So first and foremost, this package is good for a lifetime and has no expiration date.
Oh, wow.
It's fully transferable. So if you'd like to give any trips to a friend or a loved one, you can do so.
Oh.
In your previous package, it had impressive locations, but we're going to unlock those destinations now, giving you countless options to choose from.
Wait. Wait, is Disney World on the table? Is that an option?
Well, actually, this destination that I have here is just an option. So if
You're
you
kidding.
want other trips or other places, what do you mean?
I love Disney World.
What do you mean? What place you want? I mean, what places?
Have you ever heard of Disney World?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I don't know how much of that we're gonna keep.
Oh, that's a blooper.
All of it?
All of it. I was waiting for you to say.
That's up to you.
I was waiting for you to say.
That is a huge blooper.
I was I was waiting for you to say. Can I go to the Philippines?
Dude.
Oh,
What was it? It was about a vacation.
know.
It was about a free
Vacation.
vacation.
Sounds like a scam.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
on Facebook.
No, dude, the Nigerian prince that emailed you, it sounds legit.
It does.
All right.
Imagine being a scammer, but like, yeah.
Not realizing you were just on a podcast.
Yeah.
What were we talking
what-
about?
She
What I
interrupted our podcast.
What I loved is that we didn't. I have no clue what your Presley thought was because I got
I'm
the
gonna
call.
repeat it.
But just since that's a blooper and we're still out, just like I like that. I really like Disney World, and she's just like, that's not an option. Basically, it's like you're a scammer. Just lie and say it's an option. When are you gonna ask for my social?
I love how there's like people yelling in the background.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They're all scammy.
Oh, yeah. That was a scam.
What was your Presley thought, man?
Yeah, sorry.
Are we jumping back in?
Can that happen again?
we're
That was
still in.
fun. Yeah, let's jump back in.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're
Or is
live.
this a blooper?
I was just
thought
going
it
to
was a
leave it.
blooper.
I thought it was
just
a
gonna leave
blooper.
it.
That's fair.
Oh.
Either way,
We'll figure it out.
let's roll right into it.
Either way, I want you to
regardless-
save that clip,
Clip.
and maybe we'll put on.
Well,
TikTok.
we have a long
Yeah.
intro.
That is amazing.
Well, regardless, that was amazing. I'm glad it happened. But yes, let's get into this awesome
Stuff.
Presley thought.
You don't even plan some of these things,
I
guys.
know. Like the lights turning off.
That was fun. So anyway, before I was rudely interrupted by what was her name?
No.
Charisse.
Before I was interrupted by Charisse, maybe plants are really just farming us, giving us oxygen until we eventually expire and turn into mulch, which they can consume.
How would
So
they
are
be
we
farming
like
us?
premium mulch for them?
See, they feed us with oxygen and giving off all those good things,
And if
and
they
then eventually,
Okay,
if they
I
keep
get it.
us alive, well, and healthy, we'll die, and then they'll get to benefit from our death.
Do you think when
Wait.
we go to bed, plants like party it up?
I think they do.
Yeah.
Toys too, and I think monsters come into our room.
Toys is obvious.
Well,
yeah.
Toys
You've
and
seen-
Monsters,
You've
I mean,
seen
to-
Toy
come on.
Story.
Yeah,
Toy Story, Monsters Inc.
based on a
You know.
true story.
Yeah, that's
It
right.
says
You know,
that.
Monsters Inc. I really wish that there was such a thing as ethical capitalism, though, when it comes to Monsters Inc.
Flash
call
out.
back
Shout
to a
outs,
different
yeah,
episode.
shout outs to that episode.
The lighting was so good.
Yeah,
Anyway.
maybe just listen to
You know
that
what?
episode.
Can I apologize? I'm sorry for that lighting a few episodes ago. we
We were trying something new.
It happened.
sounded good.
It sounded great.
Didn't look good.
Just visually,
Leighton,
we're
I was a
Leighton
glow
looked
stick.
angelic.
you look like God just sent you down.
I was a servant of the Lord. Well, I am already, but I was an angel of
but
the
now
Lord.
you look like it.
Yeah, now I look like it.
You were white.
I was.
Very
Just
white.
Just
At one point, the sun was reflecting off of my skin and like blinding the camera.
Yeah.
At certain parts, it was like a freaking flashlight.
Yeah.
It was great.
Honestly, Presley, I don't know what much else to say about that other than
don't either.
you know what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe.
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 I like the idea. We're just a bunch of.
Tickles the brain.
It's just the
Bunch of
circle of
food.
life. We kill them for food, and they give us things. And when
Yeah, I was
They
going to
kill us
bring
for
that up.
food.
Like, if you're talking plants, like ones that we eat, not just flowers, but plants that we eat. So, is part of their plan getting eaten? Or, like, how does that work?
it's a give and take, you know.
So, okay.
and a taking gift.
They give, we take, and then they take and we give.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful relationship.
Yeah, very symbiotic.
Kind of like ours.
Yeah. Why are you doing the I'm fine face?
I'm fine. Welcome back to the Awkward Tapes. This is episode 56. Stick around and prepare yourself for a session of awkwardness. All right, so Zach, when's the last time you felt thoroughly confused and helpless?
This morning.
What's that?
Well, because you see, I don't wake up in time for things, and
don't.
I had to use the restroom and shower and dry my laundry, and I didn't have time.
And put in beard balm.
Yeah, and put in beard balm.
It's
and
looking nice, by the way.
Thank you. Tamed it. All right. So essentially, I had to choose 2 out of the 3, and I chose not to dry my clothes. And yeah.
So anyway, what do you genuinely think you do better than 90% of people?
Oh, that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
That was
good
just
enough.
for you.
So
That
we
was-
just moved
Yeah,
on.
that was it.
Sorry. I'm sorry my helplessness
Oh.
isn't funny to you or entertaining.
Repeat that one again.
So,
the one we're supposed to talk about.
so what do you genuinely think you do better than 90% of people?
Oh, I can already tell you what Leighton does better than 90% of people.
Probably jump. You're a good jumper.
Yeah.
You get good height.
Good dancer.
Video
Yeah, I
games.
was gonna say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude
no.
could
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say
Clap.
so.
Can clap.
Paul.
His hands.
Yeah.
MC, clap your hands.
I am capable of clapping my hands.
very
you,
good.
You
very
do.
Good, Leighton.
You pick up games. You can play anything, and you just pick it up. That
Speaking of, how is he doing on the show? I know y'all have been playing that for a while, and he just
MLB
picked
the
it up.
show.
the show is a hard game.
It's a hard game.
Like we haven't even fully picked it up yet.
Okay.
It's tough.
This
Leighton's
is what-
already, I feel like, at least the best hitter out of us all. Maybe not best pitcher, but I feel like he's
Oh,
at least
pitching,
tied
I
with
don't know.
best hitter.
Okay, with my hitting,
I haven't played with you recently, so I don't know. But
what
That's
will
new to me.
happen is I'll either like the other game, I got like 2 home runs in like one game out of nowhere. I just hit these home runs, but then I'll go through a period where I can't hit anything at all.
Oh yeah, that's how
that's
I
normal.
am. Yeah.
So I feel like, I feel like everyone's kind of. It's so hard to be that precise and get good at it.
I mean, that's also kind of how baseball is in
Yep.
general. I mean,
Yeah.
for those of you who know anything about baseball, this is the one sport to where you can succeed only 25% of the time as a batter getting a hit, and that's average.
Yeah.
You are expected to fail as like an average player
Yeah.
3 out of the 4 times of getting a hit.
and that's why it's the hardest sport. Get me wrong. Prove me wrong.
For me, I feel like it's just like a fun game. If I take it too seriously, like I just
Oh, you'll get
you'll get
frustrated.
so mad because
Yeah.
even if you're like the best, you still can't quite do what you want to do all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a part of the game. And they've done a good job because, like you said, that's kind of how baseball is, and that the game is mimicking the way it is in real life.
Have you ever thought
pretty
about why you're so good at the games you play?
Because outside of this game, I'd say you've dominated at any
Yeah,
game we've
Every other
played.
games.
Like Call
Most
of
Duty,
every game,
Fortnite,
you've been at least
Minecraft.
You've been at least probably tied as the best in any game we've played.
Like, what is?
Oh, Rocket League.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
like why is it that you just dominate?
Okay.
this is one of the like those interviews. Why is it that you just always dominate on the court?
Well,
Well, you know, I'd really like to thank my football coach.
yeah, I
right?
was gonna do that.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I got to thank my coaches, my team.
My
But
life coach.
okay, I think now that I came up with this theory, and let me tickle your brain. Maybe this has something to do with it. I think it might have something to do with music, and here's why. So I think at the time where I started getting good at video games was the time where I started taking music seriously. And I just kind of realized that. If you think about the timing of it, that's kind of when I started getting better. And I think I applied the way I got better at music to the way I got better at video games.
How?
I thought about it as a system. So whenever I would practice, I would be so like careful about making sure that my technique and everything was right. And even if it was a simple exercise, I would repeat the same exercise over and over and over and over till it was perfect. Even to like, is this hand doing the same thing as this hand? Is it at the same volume? Can I do it on this hand as good in this hand? And like, you know, just try to be as perfect as possible. And so I took that approach and I would take it into video games to get better. So like there would be basically just doing exercises and drills. Like in Call of Duty, I would set up a bunch of bots around the entire map and do like a custom game and just focus on aim for like 2 hours. And that's how I practiced. And that's how I practiced music and video games.
no, that explains.
I was
I think
just going to
that's-
say,
I think
it
that's
is
how.
a mixture of, I mean, there is, and I know some people will laugh when they hear this, but it really is a mixture, I'd say, of work ethic and natural talent. I know some people may be like, oh, work ethic or talent in video games, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, there really is something to do with it, whether you talk about hand-eye coordination or just being able to think really fast, because you really do have to make split-second decisions in a lot of different games, and you have to be able to understand what you're doing with either the controller or the keyboard. And
Especially with shooters.
especially with shooters, but even in Rocket League, which is a game to where it's soccer, but you have rocket-powered cars. Silly concept, extremely fun. But even in that game, it's something to where you have to react very quickly, and you have to hit the ball at a certain angle with your car, and you're flying in the air and doing all this stuff. There's a lot of different techniques in that game, and just you're someone to where, like you mentioned, you would go into custom games and you would practice this, and you do have some natural talent to it, like that is a thing with it.
Right.
But you also just have a really good work ethic with video games. I know that may sound weird, but you just do.
Yeah, I think I spent more time, like with Rocket League, I spent more time practicing and in custom games than playing. Like
Dude,
2 times as much.
Rocket League,
3
you
times
had
as much.
to. You absolutely had to.
It was more about the training and just trying to like hit the same aerial 20 single time, like over and over and over. Because if you miss it, you could lose the game.
And now that's just like average play for Rocket
Right.
League. You have to know how to flip reset. You got to know how to do that weird like boosting like side thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
there's just crazy mechanics in the game now.
So this may come out as a dumb question, but do you think when it comes to video games, you have to know? Is it more important to know the system of how it works more than just having the skill to
That's a
do
good
so?
question. I think it depends on the game. Because, okay, let's take Overwatch versus Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I would say Overwatch is heavily more so about knowing the game and the system of how it works.
Yeah.
And I would say Call of Duty is so much less about that and more about your ability, your technical skill.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Because in Call of Duty, there's not that much to know. There's
Yes.
only going to be like 2 or 3 guns that are considered the meta, right? And so you pick those guns. There's not that much knowledge, but it's about how good you are and your technical skill.
Okay.
With Overwatch, there may not be as much technical skill as it is about knowing how your characters not only worked together on your team, but also go against the other team.
Yep.
The whole dynamic it's a lot more about knowledge.
Okay.
It's more about, watching a ton of YouTube videos, learning as much as you can, and then honestly, there's certain characters that are easy to play, but they're good.
Why don't you do esports? You need to just do esports.
I'll be your
I don't have the
manager.
time. Well,
Just go
Maybe
all
time.
They
in.
I'm
take
gonna
up a
quit
lot
college.
more time than you think. Like professional esports players, because I don't watch
like 8 hours,
them
right?
anymore. But yeah, I was gonna say they practice for at least 8 hours each day. Like
It's
you
a
have to
full-time
treat it
job.
like an actual full-time job, to where maybe you don't work exactly like a 9 to 5, but you have to put in the time to do those hours.
I played video games a lot more in middle school and high school. Now that I'm in college, I don't like practice the way I used
Yeah.
to practice. I don't have time to do that.
Oh, I think that's with most everyone.
Yeah.
Like I used to play a ton,
So
and I
much
like to
more
think I'm not bad at video games necessarily, but I just don't play them nearly as much.
We
But
were
I
Rocket League.
used to play them
Good.
every day, like with no exception. That would be my thing ever since I was like probably 5. Like I grew up with them, but nowadays I'm just like sometimes I'll go weeks at a time and I just won't really play anything. Like maybe I'll get on for like a half an hour and do something, then get bored and get off.
I haven't been on in like a month.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's why I got so good at Madden though. Like middle school and high school, I would like come home from school and like, cause each year there's like plays that work better than normal. There's like different adjustments you need to do that work better than other stuff, and there's like it's a lot more than you think.
That's a good example of a systematic game, for sure.
Yeah, and so I would go home and like look up YouTube videos from like pros and like, okay, this is what is working this year. This is how you beat this coverage. This is what you do in man coverage when they're blitzing 6 people versus 7 people. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And so I would like keep that in mind and just, oh my goodness. But then I got to a certain point where like I would get so good and like I would go against better players. Oh, if you think I'm good, no, there's people a lot better than I am.
There's always going to be someone better than you
Yeah.
out there. That's always a lesson you need to learn is you can be in the, like, even if you are the best, like even if you're LeBron James, someone out there is going to have a better game than you from time to time. Like it's just going to happen.
Yes.
But one other thing I was going to say just on top of the video games was, for me, it was, I remember distinctly Mario Kart and Wii Sports Tennis. I don't know why, but those two were my games just because I played them so much. Like the Wii Sports Tennis, I remember my hometown in California, they were, like there was a Halloween party fair something at like the rec center. I forget exactly what it was. My family ended up going there. And there was this one kid older, probably about 15, and he had Wii Tennis. And he was beating. He just set up a Wii, and he would have like other people come up to him, and he was beating every single person. Like he just beat every single person, and eventually I got up there, and he was like, "Oh, all right, you want to play?" And I was like 8 or something. Like he was a lot older than me, and I remember I got up and I was like, "How long do you want this game to be?" And he's like, "We'll do a best of 7. We'll make this." He's like, "We'll make this a longer one." And then I started playing, and he's like. And I started winning a couple rounds, and he's like, oh, "Okay, you're doing pretty good." And then he ended up
probably started trying.
Oh yeah, and then he like really tried, and then I lost a couple rounds, but I ended up actually beating him at it in the best of 7 as like an 8-year-old. And I remember I had so much pride in that. Like the person who brought the Wii Sports Tennis and who was beating everyone, then me as an 8-year-old came up, and I'm like, "That's right. You know that game to where you swing your arm like this, just a whole bunch? I did that better than him. I did this better."
Yeah.
Zach breaks the mic.
Let's wait on.
Zach, what do you feel like you are better at than 90% of people?
Hair.
Shoot, man. I don't know. Okay. So you know how there are people that are like good at math, and then there's like mathematicians.
Sure.
I'm neither of those.
Okay.
Good
to know.
For whatever reason, I'm fairly good at percentages when I've noticed most other people really aren't. Like I can do percentage stuff in my head fairly easy, whereas like other people can't.
What's 20% of 50?
20% of 50, that'd be 10.
Wait.
Noah, can you confirm?
Can you confirm?
20% of 50 is 10.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
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 Okay, I think that does sound
Zach,
right.
do
Because
you
20% is
understand
5.
percentiles?
That was
If some-
super easy though.
So Zach, if something is in the 93rd percentile, what does that mean?
I don't even know what the crap that means.
Noah
Well,
said that
there
is
you go.
right, by the way. Correct.
I don't know. Stuff like that. But like honestly, there are people out there that are like, "Oh, that's so easy." And like I'm not saying I'm good at percentages. And I'm not saying I'm better than anyone, but I've just noticed people around my friend groups or family at least, like they're not very good at it. And I seem to be better at them. So, yeah, percentages.
So you would say that
Not as
it's
fun, but-
statistically significant, the gap between you and the other person. Maybe you're like 2 or 3 standard deviations away from other people.
Stop using fancy words.
So
But
you're
sure.
better than most people at being a big old nerd.
Yeah, no.
What about music?
Oh, dude, no. No.
Sucks.
Oh, yeah.
No. Don't get me wrong. Music is my life. I love music. It's my passion. I love it, but no. After seeing so many people in this industry, just no.
But
I am average at
But
best.
hey, going back to the percentages, this is like how much percent of the population is in that school, and then how much are you better than them? Because you're already better than at least half the population, because they don't like dive into the music at all.
they don't even
So
play.
you take that out. You don't have to be in the top 1%. It's just you have to be in the top 10. You can be at like 9.99999. That still counts.
Sure. We can say music then. If anything, if I had to pick like say an instrument or a field that I'm just best at, I would say I'm really good at drums. But at one point, if you remember correctly, Leighton was better than me at drums. So it's just one of those things. Like I don't know.
Leighton's just also one of those people to where, and I know this is like inflating your ego or whatever, but Leighton's just like good at
Yeah,
stuff.
he's just
he
you just pick up on
Leighton's
things.
I'm
just-
unbelievably
'cause-
cocky and obnoxious.
Obviously, I mean, that's what I was trying to say. No, but just jokes aside, you genuinely are one of those people to where it's just like, why is he also good at this? Like, can't he just suck at this?
Yeah,
Do you-
can you just suck at one thing?
Well, do you think he's naturally good, or do you think he puts in the work to
Both.
be good at things that he wants to be good
Both.
at?
Definitely both.
I think both, and that's why he's so good. Because there's such a thing as natural talent, and there's such a thing as working hard.
Yeah.
And when you
yeah.
combine the two together, then you become, pretty dang good.
So
Math.
Yeah. Here's my thing. If you want to say anything about music, I'll say this. I feel like when it comes to music, I am the jack of all trades and master of none. That's the way I feel.
Okay, you're Renaissance man.
Like I can't. I'll pull a Leighton.
And Leighton does that better. See,
Yeah.
look.
Yeah, he does. Like I can learn about a lot of different stuff, and like you guys know, I lately have been loving playing the guitar, and I've just been trying to like get better at that.
Bow, bow,
and
bow,
learn.
bow, 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 bow.
Bam. Yeah,
Or you'll
Jack
do like
Johnson.
Blackbird by the Beatles.
Yeah. And like I want to learn how to get better at certain things, and then I may hit a wall and I may try to do something else, but
You get a concussion.
yeah. But I don't know. I just feel like I always loved learning about music, no matter what it was. I want to learn a little bit about this. I want to learn like how they recorded these drums. I want to learn how the business works and like how these contracts are drawn up. And then I also may want to learn what this mic does. And it's just like totally random. So I know a little bit about everything.
Yeah.
What about
So, yeah.
Presley?
What about you, Pretzoli?
Pretzoli.
Well, I'd say planning ahead.
Oh yeah, I'd say
Oh,
you're right.
yeah.
Awkward silences, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, awkward silences. He's in like.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I use it to my advantage to really draw you in and
we-
frustrate you.
You showed me because we're both Enneagram 6s,
Yeah.
which we're gonna sound
You
like
know what
teenage,
that
We're gonna
means.
sound like teenage girls here. But
You're a Virgo.
that is like wanting a plan and wanting like
Always.
yeah, you want all of the plan and you want every bit of it and to see how it's gonna be.
Just get the lay of the land.
Yeah, like we watched the video on it last night and it hit home.
Pretty accurate. This girl was doing impressions of what it was like to have my type personality, and it's like, wow, I feel heard in this moment. But to give an example of this, a couple days ago, I had Leighton follow me to work so I could drop my car off because I was getting the truck bedlined, and I needed to be able to get home at the end of the work the next day.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't work out because they ended up finishing the truck the same day. So I had to drive home, and then Leighton had to pick me up at home, and then Leighton then had to take me to get the truck picked up.
Yeah.
Ooh. So even when I plan ahead and try to think of every scenario,
Sometimes it doesn't work out.
it just doesn't work out.
It's like jazz.
When's the last time you fully planned something and it worked exactly how you wanted it to go?
Most days.
Really? Like what's an example?
Well, some.
Awkward silence. See, this
Yeah.
is the
Yeah,
example.
there you go.
Yeah.
He scheduled it at 11:16 today,
Yeah.
and he got it on
Right
the point.
there.
Right.
Oh, there you
And
go.
the silence will end 11:17.
Nope, we're not sitting there.
Well,
I can't think of a good example of that.
You're good at planning.
I would say planning.
I mean,
Trying to think of every scenario. Think about.
here's just an example of something I don't normally do is whenever like someone gives you a date, you almost always immediately just go to your phone and put it in your calendar.
Yes.
I don't-
every time.
I don't do that.
Every time.
Yeah,
I'll
but-
say this. I'd say you are in the 90th percentile for being a really good problem solver.
Me?
Did I use that correctly, Evan?
Sure.
Percentile is a fun word. What do you mean,
Percentile.
Zachary?
I guess what I mean is that you tend to be
You're in
able
the
to
top
solve-
10%. Is what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're able to solve like problems when they come up abruptly, but just pretty easily. You're a very logical thinker and are able to, I don't know, to kind of sift through stuff and find the best possible answer.
You're not like a full idiot, is what he's saying.
How does that make
Right.
any sense?
Right. That's what
No,
I said.
yeah. What he was saying is that you're kind of stupid, but
Yeah,
not a full-on.
not all
moron.
the
But like on purpose.
Sure.
You're not a full stupid. You're a half stupid.
I'm
Yeah.
a perfectly
You're a
planned
stew.
stupid.
You're a stew.
No.
I'm stupid, but I planned it.
Oh,
Plant
can we
it, plant
tell-
it, plan it.
Can we talk about? I'm sure audience would probably enjoy this. Talk about how you think how like wow.
Wait,
TikTok,
how-
the
how
zooming
is
in
it-
just went nuts right now.
How you?
How are
if
we
it-
supposed to talk about that?
yeah, let's talk about it.
Do you still have the
No,
thought?
no. Yes,
Guys,
I have the thought.
Let's talk about that.
The stew.
How you think every single conversation with my studio friends go?
Oh yeah, it goes the
Oh,
same
yeah,
way. It's
yeah,
like, yo, you did great tonight,
Oh man, yeah, thanks, man.
I've been thinking I need to hit you up when you hit the stew. record
Yeah,
some stuff.
when you go mess it up in the studio.
I think it sounded really dope. Like,
Yeah,
for real.
yeah.
I think both of our voices too. If we sang it,
Yeah,
it makes
man,
well
I
to
totally
really
jive
bro.
with your
Like,
vibe.
Yeah.
Dude, we got to pull
No, for
up
sure, for sure.
sometime.
Yeah, we got to
mess
pull out
around
of the
in
studio sometime,
Yeah.
man.
No, for real.
Yeah, we'll make it
Yeah,
happen, bro.
are you guys gonna
Oh,
pull
you want to
out,
go to the
bro?
stew too?
Yeah.
You trying to
Yeah,
you
yeah,
trying to
Yeah,
pull
I'm
out,
trying to
bro?
go to the stew. Bro,
Trying
I
to pull
really
out?
mess with your stuff, bro.
All right,
Yeah.
all right,
good
yeah.
stuff.
We'll go absolutely destroy it. in the
Absolutely
studio.
destroyed in the studio.
Let's just break
Every-
everything in sight. I mean, we might as well. Like,
I mean,
right?
might as well.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
this has gone on
yeah.
for too long.
Yeah.
Please.
We'll just
Yeah.
We'll just bang it out in the studio.
Yeah,
That's
for
full
sure,
on.
for sure. Yeah. I'll see you later, man.
Yeah, all right,
catch you later.
yeah, hey,
right.
see you later, my
Good to see
G.
you, man.
All right,
All
yeah,
right,
good to see you.
yeah.
All right, cool.
All right. Okay. So anyway,
All right,
Evan.
well, now that we lost our whole audience,
Nah, he's still here.
That's how every conversation goes
Dave?
with an artist
It's
and engineer.
literally the same conversation every single time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I don't think they realize it.
What do you think you're better,
Why not?
Evan? 90% of people.
no, I said it's Wii Sports Tennis.
Oh, that's right.
There you go.
Although ironically,
Geography.
only when it comes to countries. When it comes to like rivers and mountain ranges and stuff, or even capitals, I suck at that. But I'm good at countries.
You are.
What is the capital of Brazil?
It's not Rio de Janeiro like a lot of people think. It's the is it called like Sao Paulo, or it's something like that?
Would you have known any of what he just
It's something
said?
like that.
No.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
They've never heard of Rio de Janeiro.
I've heard of
never heard
Brazil.
It's the place
and
that
Rio.
has like the statue of
It's
Jesus.
got the statue
I
of
like,
Jesus.
Yeah, I like to
Jesus.
call
Oh,
I like
yeah.
to call it Brazilian Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, what is it? What is it now?
It's Brasilia.
Brasilia.
Brasilia. Okay, never mind. Didn't-
What's the capital of
I just said I don't know capitals.
Oh, but you do and you just don't know it. What's the capital of Italy?
Pizza.
Yep.
That's a good point. Oh, speaking of wait.
I don't know. It's probably Rome or Naples or I don't know, something like that.
See, I have a fun sidetrack. If that's okay.
Nah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
I just
really
wanted to double
confused
check,
there.
make sure we were good on time.
We're gonna have
yeah.
a sidebar.
Yeah.
There you
And I'll give my Go ahead.
Yeah.
My answer.
Yeah, Shmev still hasn't given an answer.
Speaking of pizza, I was watching this show yesterday, and it was called, I think it was like
Pizza?
Great Chefs, or no, it was a Netflix something. It was just
The Great British Cooking Show.
yeah, no,
That's the Great British Bake Off.
no. This show was about like people who want to go and interview different chefs and like the way that they do things and how they do things and why. And they were interviewing this guy. His name was Chris something. It was like not Darnell.
White.
No, not Chris.
His name
White.
was Chris Darnell.
It doesn't.
Oh
matter.
yeah, no,
Doesn't
that's
matter.
not. That's definitely not. It doesn't matter. his
Okay, I
name.
was like,
but
what?
anyways, this guy has been like widely considered the best pizza maker in the world, and he lives in Phoenix, Arizona. And people will go to Phoenix, Arizona to have the best pizza in the world. And like critics were criticizing him because this critic on the show. Sorry, I should have prefaced that. But they were like, dude, you've been to Italy. You ate over 1,000 pizzas of pizza in a year in Italy. That was something he did. He ate like 3 pieces of pizza a day for a year in Italy.
Sounds like a
And-
great
and
diet
New
to
York
have.
and stuff.
Leighton will
and,
do that.
and he was like, I still think the best pizza in the world is in Phoenix, Arizona. And so people started going there and they're like, oh, you're right.
Oh wow. So you
It
want
is
to make a
insane.
trip to Phoenix?
Dude,
Well,
I
now I
would
have
love
to-
to.
I'm down.
So it probably helps that you can just put the pizza outside on a pan and the sun will just cook it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You just put it next to the cactus.
Right.
I'll plan the trip.
Okay.
All right, and then Shmev, what do you do better than 90% of people?
All right. So you know at the grocery store, and
Oh, you
go to-
stock those shelves so well.
Oh, well.
you know like the canned food aisle and the meat in the can. What is that called?
Beanie Weenie.
No,
Chef
The meat
Boyardee.
in the can?
no, like the fish.
Oh,
Sardines.
tuna.
Huh?
Tuna.
Tuna. Yeah, I think I'll whistle better than like 90% of people. Honestly,
Wait, what?
Where did that
like
happen?
whistle.
Yeah.
I think I'll whistle really well.
Tuna?
Yeah.
You just-
yeah. That's the meat in the can,
Just
right?
did a U-turn with words.
How do you manage to do that in conversation? Hey, Evan, what is the name of the guy in Star Wars?
Luke Skywalker.
Right, Luke Skywalker. This chair's really comfortable.
Right?
Yeah. That reminds me of Presley. How much of Community have you seen?
I think I have like maybe 10 episodes left.
Okay, so you've seen season 3 to where they're at Troy and Abed's apartment, and Troy picks up Annie's purse, and he's like, Jeff, what does a pregnancy test look like? And he's like, oh, it's a plastic thing with a thing on the end, or he gives like some very like vague description, and then Troy's like, okay, so this is obviously a gun, and he pulls out a revolver.
Oh, wow.
That's exactly what that reminds me of. If you've seen Community,
You're on
you know
that.
this bit. It was just so good. Just what's a pregnancy test?
So
Pulls out a revolver.
okay, yeah. So it's tuna, right?
Yeah.
Fish,
Oh my
chicken
God.
of the sea. Yes.
Okay, tuna. Yeah.
You are an anomaly.
Well, I
That's
feel
the
like
name of the brand.
I feel like I whistle really well.
This
Yeah.
is true.
Like
You are a good
that's my answer. I feel like I'm better at whistling than 90% of people.
For a non-music guy, you have very good musical instincts.
Zach told me I have good
Yeah.
pitch recognition.
Pitch recognition and musical intuition are something that you do very well.
And you don't even know.
Basically, I'm gonna be writing a song soon. So
Yep.
keep an eye out for that.
What's funny about this
Called Whistle.
is like you will whistle over stuff and start doing like really cool harmonies, and you have no clue what you're doing, but you're
Yeah.
doing something that's really cool.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, Zach,
Maybe I
talk
should
about
pursue
don't.
a music career.
Yeah.
Zach, talk
Maybe I
about when we
should.
went to
Yeah.
the stew.
To the stew.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
I know.
I
We
made
gotta
a
get you in the
song.
stew, man.
we were all there, right?
Everyone
No.
but Presley.
Presley went home.
Oh man.
Mental recharge.
Yeah, mental recharge. That's right. So this was a podcast day.
Yes,
Yeah.
2 weeks
And
ago.
we were all chilling and just driving around, and I was like, let's go to the studio. My friend Emily is there. We'll go and like lay down some tracks or something just for fun, show you all around. And then when we get there, I tell Shmev, I'm like, Shmev, you're going to whistle today. And he's like, oh, okay. And so we started whistling, or he did. And then Leighton laid down some really weird bing bong, da da ding dong, da da. It was just, that was what he did.
Yeah.
I promise.
Like
A lot of random noises.
Let me give an example. Someone give me a song I know whistle it. As long as I can, because I can only whistle to a certain.
Hey
pitch.
Jude by the Beatles.
Which part do you want me to whistle?
Oh, whatever part.
Because if I whistle the first
Blackbird.
part, they'd be like, oh.
Ooh, Blackbird.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's 9 to 5.
Ooh.
Oh, you're
Nice.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's a lot better
Copyright
than me.
strike.
I started crying.
Oh gosh, we get a copyright strike after whistling it.
Here's a whistle story about me. My senior year of high school, it was Christmas time, where I'm in my prime, happiest of my life. So I'm sitting there. It was like the day we were getting out for Christmas break. That was in public school. Oh, it was the best day.
Right.
We're sitting there. We're doing assignments in my English class, and my teacher would always play music while we're working on stuff. When she had Christmas music going, and the class had gotten like too loud or whatever, so she turned it off. So I'm like, I ain't having it. I started whistling Christmas music, like I was whistling like Jingle Bells or something, and she was like, "Whoever that is, turn off your phone. Turn it off. I don't want to hear that." And so I stopped for a couple minutes. She heard it again. I was whistling some other song. She's like, "Turn off your phone. If I catch who's doing it, you're going to the office." I stopped for a second. I just started doing it again. I was whistling something else, and she got up, and I was like really cool with the teacher, and so I just kept whistling when she got up the third time. And so she looked at me. She was like, "Are you whistling?" I'm like, "Yeah." Awesome. She's like, "Can you keep doing that?"
Well, plot twist.
Yeah, she was like, "That sounds amazing." And so she started giving me suggestions on what to whistle, what Christmas songs to whistle. So like for the next 25 minutes of class, I was just like whistle a song, and then she would give me another song to whistle, and I just kept going.
Can you whistle Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer?
Ah.
I can. I'll be
cool.
I'll be in Bridgestone Arena next Friday.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's an arena
in Nashville, which is called Bridgestone.
Yeah. Wow, Bridgestone Arena. It's an arena. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought we said all of that?
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming back for episode 56 of The Awkward Takes. Presley has a sheep duck on his head. Yeah, peep all the ducks we have. I guess sooner or later, Zach and Evan are going to make a bio for every single duck. So
every single.
Eventually, we don't know when.
I
But
told
at
them
some
good
point.
luck. That's time consuming. Noah has a clown duck on his. He's having fun with him.
yes.
He's playing around with him. Yeah, join us for episode 57 where we'll be talking and doing some stuff because that's a podcast.
Yep.
Follow us on
Thank you,
stuff.
Shmev.
Go follow us on TikTok where you can see clips of us. Instagram to keep along with whatever we're posting there. Join our Discord, guys.
Do it. It's fun.
Yeah, we need more people and
We wanna interact.
Y'all can just interact with us and hang out with us and start a conversation. Ask us questions, whatever.
Link in the description.
Leighton's gonna put a link in the description.
He just created more work for Leighton.
Thank you guys, and thank you for joining us for a session of Awkwardness.